Lately, I have been feeling tired and a little unmotivated. You might be feeling it too. This strange end of winter slump where the days are finally getting longer, but your energy isn't. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what I do to reset my energy. And this isn't theory. These are the same shifts that helped me rebuild my life after my divorce when I had no energy left. I share the practical changes I'm making, and at the end, a tiny reset that I use when I feel completely flat. First, the habit that I never skip, even on my lowest energy days. Number one, go outside. I go outside early, even when there's no sun. At the end of winter, we have been mostly indoors for months, and our nervous system feels flat, heavy, stagnant, and especially after 50, we don't bounce back from that stagnation the way we did at 25. Of course, if you can get the sunlight right away, that's wonderful. It helps you regulate your circadian rhythm, supports your mood, and helps you sleep better. But here in Finland, in dead of winter, there is no sun early in the morning. But what I've noticed, regardless whether the sun is up, going outside reminds the body that new day is beginning, and the subtle signal creates energy even when the sun is nowhere to be seen. And if you live somewhere where the winter mornings are dark, step outside anyway. For a few minutes can make a difference. For example, my gym is a 10-minute walk away. When I leave during the winter, it's still dark outside, and the city center is almost empty. By the time I walk back, the light has shifted and the day has opened. And that walk, seeing the city to wake up, the beautiful buildings, doing something good for my body, that is inspiring. Getting outside is powerful. But if the rest of your day has no structure, that energy disappears by noon. Let me show you what I rebuild next. Number two, gentle structure, because energy loves containment. When you feel low energy, the first thing that disappears is structure. And when structure disappears, you drift. You scroll, you procrastinate, you start doubting yourself. And that mental chaos drains far more energy than actual work. Right now, my framework is very simple. So the morning movement that I talked about, and 2 focused work blocks, proper hydration and nutrition, and a clear end of work ritual. That's it. Not an endless to-do list, just few those anchors. So for example, after my workout, I have breakfast, I get ready and do the 2 work blocks, one before lunch and one after. In the evening, a quick review and I'm done. Even with structure, we can sabotage our energy before lunchtime without realizing it. Let's talk about that next. Number 3, your energy before 10 a.m. The third reset is simple but powerful. It matters what you eat in the morning, because after 50, our metabolism shifts, hormones shift, and what we eat in the morning affects our mood and focus much more than it used to. If I spike my blood sugar early, I feel it later. And that kind of crash doesn't just affect work, it affects confidence and patience, and you just feel kind of off. The key is to have enough healthy, nourishing calories with enough protein, because that will keep you satiated longer. Because I go to the gym early, I don't force myself to have a big breakfast before. I keep it simple. I have 1 banana before I leave, and then after my workout, I'll have a proper breakfast. Usually it's oatmeal with protein powder, berries, some Greek yogurt, and a coffee, of course. So it's nothing fancy, it's just intentional. I also track what I eat now, not to be obsessive, but to make sure that I actually hit my protein and nutrition goals. I use an app to track my food. I'll link the one I use below if you're curious. There's still something that can that can get the best of us, the afternoon slump. You know what I'm talking about. And instead of relying on caffeine, I want to show you what I do when that fog rolls in. Number 4, the 5-minute reset. It is not a full workout, not a long meditation, just 5 intentional minutes to interrupt the slump. Most of us don't actually run out of energy in the afternoon, but we accumulate tension. We have been sitting, thinking, processing, maybe overanalyzing, and that mental loop is exhausting. The slump is often not physical, it's an emotional overload. So 5 minutes can help reset that. So I recommend you do one of these 3 things, and I know you will feel better afterward. Simply stand up and gently stretch. Open your chest, move your shoulders, reset your posture. Do something simple and quick. Number 2, close your eyes for a few minutes and breathe slowly. Nothing fancy, just come back to yourself. And you can use a 5-minute meditation if you want extra support. I'll link one in the description box below. Or maybe a 5-minute walk outside if it's possible. That's enough to clear your head. For example, there are days when I have been working at my computer for hours and I can feel my thoughts getting scattered. But after 5 minutes of stretching and breathing, the problem doesn't necessarily disappear, but my nervous system softens. And when your nervous system is calm, you feel different. You carry yourself differently. Let's talk about the small ritual that protects your evenings and your sleep. 5, close the day so your nervous system can rest. It is a defined ending to a day. It's not just shutting the laptop, it's actually closing the loop. When you work from home or even when you don't, your work can bleed into everything. You're cooking dinner and still thinking about emails, you're watching TV and mentally rewriting the post, or you're on a date and half of your brain is somewhere else. That constant cognitive load drains your energy more than work itself. And this idea was made popular by Cal Newport in his book, Deep Work. It is not about productivity, it's about nervous system closure. When your brain doesn't know that the day is finished, it stays alert. And alert is not restful. Before you end your workday, take 5 to 10 minutes to go over your calendar, list the main tasks you need to get done tomorrow. This small act signals safety, and safety allows rest. There are days when I feel inspired to work late or I need to work late, and that is okay. But the most days, if I skip the reset, I'm more distracted in the evenings. I scroll more, I feel restless, it affects my sleep. But when I close the day properly, I'm more present with myself and with my partner. I sleep deeper and wake up clearer, which is huge to me. When you are constantly mentally overloaded, you don't show up relaxed, you show up preoccupied. Calm energy is attractive, and calm energy begins the night before. Now, even with the structure, food, resets, and closure, there are still some days when none of it works, when you just feel flat. And February was this year that for me. So let me share what I do then. Number 6, when nothing works. Lower the bar. The final reset I use when I feel completely flat is this. I lower the bar dramatically. And I'll be honest, that doesn't come naturally to me. But sometimes doing less is the way forward. Instead of asking, how do I get my energy back? Ask, what is the one tiny loving action I can take right now toward myself? And if you're feeling in between seasons right now, tell me in the comments, what is the one loving action you can take today? When we are tired, we often become harsh with ourselves. We think, I should be more productive. What is wrong with me? That internal pressure drains the last bit of energy we have. We can quietly fear that lower energy means decline. It doesn't. It often means that you need rest, kindness, not force, and self-respect. Creates energy faster than self-criticism ever will. So here's one tiny loving action to do. Simply rest. If you feel overwhelmed, you can call a friend. Maybe go outside for a small walk. It has to be small enough that resistance can't argue. No grand reset, just one respectful move. There are afternoons when I feel uninspired, even about my work. And instead of pushing through or judging myself, I might stretch beside my desk, I might close my eyes and listen a loving meditation. And remind myself that this too shall pass. And something shifts, not completely, but enough. If this resonated with you, especially if you're struggling with self-leadership or building your energy after 50, I would love for you to subscribe. This channel is about creating grounded confidence and real connection in this stage of life. I read every comment, and if you've been feeling tired right now, you're not lazy, you're just probably between seasons. Spring always comes, it's almost here, and so does vitality. Love and light. Bye.